What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here with the review for Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition Season 14, Episode number 3, I believe it is, you guys, or 4. It'll be correct when I upload the video. And this episode is titled Shock to the System. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into this video. Alright, you guys, so before we actually just go ahead and just jump into the video, I want to just, talk about something real quick. So after last week's video, I think it might have been last Saturday, I got a DM, wasn't really paying too much attention. I got a DM on Instagram. I wasn't paying a lot of attention, but then when I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, this is Stu. So Stu reached out to me last weekend. I'm assuming either he or someone on his team saw my video, and he was very apologetic to me about spamming my comments. Again, Stu, we had this conversation. All is good, my man. No ill will. I was just having, on this channel, I joke, so don't take anything that I say too lightly on this channel. So I did tell Stu that I will check out his he sent me some links in my DMs. He sent me some links to check out. I told him I'll check them out, and I haven't checked them out yet, you guys. I've been busy this week, but once I do check them out, I will come on the channel, let it be known what I think of his stuff. He also said, maybe in the near future that I told him if he comes to Dallas anytime soon, I'll check out his food. He does post. He's been posting his food here this week, and his food looks actually good. Now I am a picky eater, so certain things I might not eat, but some of the stuff he's posted, it looks good enough for me to eat. So I'll definitely do that. We'll just have to set up when we can do that. And let's go ahead and just jump into the video, you guys. So this episode, it started out, we see Jocelyn and Ballistics. They're in their room, and they're talking about this whole drama that's going on between Jocelyn and Stevie J. With Stevie J trying to get custody of Bonnie Bella. I don't know what forced Stevie to think that he could get custody of Bonnie Bella. You're not even there for your other kids, so yeah, whatever. So then we see Adjua and Styles P. They're out on their little balcony, and they're having a conversation about his business. And he gets upset, and he starts to go off on Adjua, and the way he was talking to her was really dismissive. It was disrespectful, and we saw that Judge Toller and Dr. Ish, watching them have that conversation as well. So then we see that Dr. Ish went upstairs to where Adjua and Styles, they were room. He had a conversation with them. And the one thing that he told them that stood out to me, everything he said stood out to me. But the one thing he said that resonated is, with those two, they're in their third relationship. They're in their third marriage with each other. Because first marriage was, he cheated on her in that first marriage. So then they go to the second marriage. Once they got to the second marriage, they lost their daughter. So now they're in the third marriage. And you can't go and if you go from a third to a fourth, at that point, someone is going to be leaving a relationship. And, Styles P is talking about how when it comes to him, the way that he knows how to express himself is through his anger. And Dr. Ish was telling him, like, basically, yes, I get that you express yourself through your anger because that's all you know. But what you have to do is you have to actually go through that hurt, go through that pain, go through all of it, let all those emotions flood through you. It's okay to feel what you feel, but to just display anger, that's not good. Not good for you, and it's not good for Adjua as well. So yeah, I can't imagine what it's like to lose a child like that has to be horrible. So I feel for Styles P and I feel for Adjua, and I feel more so. I can't say I feel more so for Adjua than I do Styles P, but Adjua was the one that carried that girl. She was in her body. So I do feel sadness for both of them, and I just hope. And I see that their issues now is mostly because of Job, their daughter, and him cheating. And the cheating thing is mostly on him. He's the one that hasn't been able to let the whole cheating situation go. But let's move on, you guys. Alright, so then downstairs with the group, we see CeeLo and Shanny. So, they're talking to the group, and CeeLo is talking about how when it comes down to him and Shanny, he doesn't feel like they've really gotten any good tips from this whole situation. And Shanny was like, well, we got some last night. And then he says, yeah, we did. But, when I was talking to you, he felt as if she was just she was ignoring him, and he got aggravated by that. Now my issue with CeeLo is when he talks to Shanny, he uses these big colorful words, and it's just like, dude, speak to me in layman's terms. And I think that's really her thing is speak to me just like anybody off the street. And I'm not saying it in a bad way, but just speak to me differently. Like, you don't have to come at me with these big, boisterous, colorful words. Like, just use regular, average, everyday words. Like, so I definitely get her aspect. And yeah, it's really those big ass words he tried to use to make himself sound like he's saying something that he's, when it's just like, dude, you could just say that in a different way. So then we get to the activity for the day. So Dr. Ish tells the couples, that he'll ask for an issue that makes the couples fight. And anytime that the partner says something that angers or hurts the other one, they can give them a mild shock. Now, I'm sorry, but that shit had me dying laughing because, Jocelyn was extra with hers. CeeLo and Shanny were up first. I forgot who CeeLo and Shanny was up first. Then I think it was Jocelyn and Ballistic Beast that was next. Then I think it was Ajua and Styles P and Bianca and Choses, and then Michelle and Stu. Now Bianca, I'm gonna get on Bianca real quick. So when she and Choses sat down, she just immediately shocking the hell out of him. And he hadn't really said nothing. But one thing I guess I can say is it might have been his body language that, could have upset her. But I keep saying this every week. Those two really do need to grow up. And that's really what I can come to the conclusion of with those two. Now, let's talk about Michelle and Stu, because those two stuck out to me the most. Because in this exercise, Michelle is talking about how Stu doesn't want to kiss her in the morning, but she wants him to kiss her. And he's like, I need to brush my teeth because, I go out, I smoke cigars, I do this, I do that. I don't think Michelle 100% gave a shit about the fact that your breath stink. She's just saying, kiss me. Like, give me a kiss. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, if your breath stink, your breath stink. I mean, she got to smell it when you, if you roll over toward her and say, good morning, she's smelling your breath. So, I mean, it ain't that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal. And then when they got sat down from the exercise, Stu really was not getting it at all. Because Michelle was like, that's not really what I was saying. I mean, that's what I was saying, but that ain't what I was just, that ain't everything. And then Dr. Ish is talking to Stu as well. And it's kind of like, everything was just basically going over Stu's head. I'm like, are you not listening to what they're saying? Because from what they're saying, my understanding is it's communication. It's not necessarily the fact of you're not kissing me. You're not listening to what she's saying. Because basically she wants you to show her affection in the morning. That's what I got from it. I mean, I know it's the kissing, but the big thing that I got from it was just show a little affection. What's wrong with that? I don't know what's wrong with that, but maybe I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not gonna speculate. So then after after the exercise is over, we see Stu in the kitchen. Jocelyn goes up to Stu and she's telling Stu that I had the same issue with Ballistic, but now in the morning we kiss each other every morning, tongue and all. So Jocelyn was telling him like, go get your woman, like kiss your woman. So then Michelle came back into the kitchen. And Jocelyn was telling Michelle that, Stu wanted her. And he said, you know what, I understand you. And he did this to her to give her a fist bump. And I'm with Jocelyn. I was looking like, wait a minute. What the fuck? A fist bump? That's your woman. And I was with Jocelyn. Kiss your woman. Kiss her. Like, what's wrong? I don't know if he's maybe not that type of person. Maybe he's just not affectionate. I don't know. I can only go off of what I'm seeing on the television. So I just really don't know. Like, I thought that was mad weird that he just fist bumped her. Fist bump, buddy. Like, that's your buddy. That's your woman. grab your woman, grab a handful of her ass, and kiss her. Just plant one on her to shut up. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Let's move on. You know what I have to say? In this episode, Bianca and Chose didn't annoy me as much as they typically do. Who annoyed me the most in this episode was Misha and Stu. And it's really this whole affection thing. But you know, I do feel that Bianca and Chose definitely do 100% need to grow up. That's their dilemma. Is they're so young, and their fights might be small and stupid and minuscule as compared to other people in the house that they could possibly learn from. We saw CeeLo. Now, this whole conversation that CeeLo had with Shanny made no sense to me. Maybe it made sense to somebody else, but it didn't to me. Because CeeLo was telling Shanny that, you know, when it comes down to his communication with her, he feels that Shanny talks to him like a man, and the only way she comes down to remembering that she's a woman is when he disrespects her and he turns her down. And I'm like, I was thoroughly confused by that. I'm like, huh? Because I was sitting on my bed. I was just like, okay, that right there made no sense to me. So if it made sense to anybody out there, please let me know that it made sense to you, because it didn't make any sense to me. So now we have this next obstacle. It's an obstacle course basically that they have to go through. So they have to go through, it's called a shoctical course. So they have to go through it together. They have 5 minutes to get through this course, and they have to hold hands. Now they can't switch hands at all, and if they let go of each other's hands, they'll get a voltage. And the voltage is based off of, so in the shock, when they were shocking each other earlier, Dr. Ish took account of how many times each one of them gave the other a shock. So, like I said, 5 minutes to go through there, can't switch hands, and if they unlock hands with each other, Dr. Ish increases the volume on them. So all the couples go through, and the purpose of this exercise is to show them that, yes, you argue and you get mad at each other, but you have to be able to get through that and work through it together as a couple. So, Ballistic and Jocelyn went first. They got through it. Everybody, even Bianca, and I was so surprised with Bianca and Chose's. And at one point we saw Chose's. Chose's had Bianca's ponytail, and they were able to get through it. The couple that had the issue getting through it was Michelet and Stu. Because Michelet and Stu, number one, they switched hands about 5 different times. Yeah, they switched hands 5 different times, and they let go of each other's hands so many times too. And let's talk about CeeLo. Man, when he first went through, I'm like, this is gonna be a big issue because CeeLo's ass is showing. But they got through it. So then Judge Lentola comes out and talks to them for the jury of their peers, and she's talking about how in most cases with couples that come to her divorce court, when she asked them what were they arguing about, a lot of the times they don't know what they were arguing about. And the biggest thing is it's usually about their feelings. Their feelings get so deep that they don't hear what the other person is saying. So she commended Jocelyn and Ballistic Beats. I forgot what she said to Styles P and Aja. I really did. She said to Bianca and Chose's, they did good because they didn't argue that whole day. They didn't argue with each other. Shanny and CeeLo, she pointed out the fact that she was watching them with the shock thing, and she applauded Shanny for saying, "Speak to me regularly," and exactly that's what Shanny wants, is just to have a regular conversation with CeeLo. She addressed Michelet and Stu. I kind of forgot what she said to those two. But Dr. Ish, he told Stu to ask Michelet what she had for breakfast. Michelet said she had 2 eggs over. I actually heard what Michelet said. She had 2 eggs over easy, and she had a piece of turkey bacon. Stu did not regurgitate what she said back. And Stu got upset in his feelings because, you know, he feels like Dr. Ish is somebody he doesn't listen to her, but he did. And he's talking about Misha forgot what she ate. It's not about, I don't think Stu grasped what Dr. Ish was really saying. So what if Misha got what she ate wrong? That's not the point. Dr. Ish is trying to say you didn't listen to you didn't actively listen to what she said. You heard what she said, but you weren't actively listening. But you're like you were probably thinking, okay, she said she did this, she said she did that. Active listening is just that. Actually listening to what the person is saying. But Stu was in his feelings about that, and I don't understand why, but he was. But you guys, that was Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Share this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Life After Lockup. Peace out, you guys.